仓库周围1.6公里内的数千名居民被紧急疏散。
Disappointed girls.
She's going to find it very hard to smile up on the podium with a silver medal, because she knows that she should be stepping up to take the gold.
Well, she's still throwing a good smile out there, but well, hardly ever seen anybody that disappointed. If she had taken it home like a sprinter, she'd been fine. All she had to do is just take that extra stroke.
Here she is, the giggling gold medalist. I still don't think she can believe what she's done. Rebecca Adlington with that incredible surge at the end. She really has the look of a girl who's thinking, I can't believe I'm about to step up onto a gold medal podium.
Well, I'd like to know what her personal best was coming into that final, because that's what we're seeing here at the Olympics. People are setting personal bests of a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds almost. You know, so people are absolutely doing inspired things here in the pool.
It's a fast pool. It's a technologically fast pool. Sydney set the standard for swimming pools. The Sydney Olympic pool was an architectural marvel. In fact, it has a movable floor that can be raised up to within an inch of the surface, and they held fashion shows there, which made it look like the models were walking on water. Water sucked into different tanks and then popped back in again when the floor comes down. So Sydney had a fast pool. This one seems even faster.
Gold medal by 0.03 of a second. Doesn't make any difference.
Well, good on you, Rebecca Adlington, and I'm sure British fans will be hoping to hear that tune played on quite a few more occasions during these Olympics. Joanne Jackson in there as well, and Adlington, I've got to say, that has got to be the strongest finish of any race we've seen so far.
Yeah, some pretty amazing swimming in the cube. We were looking at the breaststroke earlier. You had the world record holder, Brendan Hansen, disappointing again when he's under pressure. He can't seem to make it happen. It's amazing.
Well, Donna, I've got to double check, but I'm pretty sure that he also did not qualify for the 200 breaststroke, which he should be competing in. He left his run too late, and he was pipped at the post and didn't even qualify. So
I haven't seen that result yet.
That's it for Hansen. So as we watch our British gold medalist head off for some photographs coming up in a moment, we'll have the women's 200-metre freestyle heat 1. Quite a few heats in that. A world record owned by Laura Manadou of France, at the time of 1:55.52.
Well, she's got to be absolutely stoked.
Well, that really
swimming out there in lane 5, so she had the 4th fastest time coming in to the race, but Pellegrini, what happened to Pellegrini in the finals?
I don't know. She was the world record holder.
She just dropped off the face of the earth. So the world record holders, I don't care where they're from, are struggling here to find form.
Well, Great Britain improving with each Olympics. They won 9 gold medals at the Athens Games, and they finished quite a way back at the Atlanta Olympics of 1996, if you go back there. In fact, I'm just looking down the list trying to find them. In fact, I think that was the big turning point for British sport. 1 gold medal at the Atlanta Olympics of 1996. And they've been slowly building up since then. They did jump back at the Sydney Olympics with 11 gold. 9 gold, as I mentioned, at the 2004 Olympics in Athens. But if they want to finish up upwards of 4th and 5th place in the medal standings at the London Olympics in 4 years' time, they've got to be looking at 17 or 18 gold medals.
Oh, that's right. And, you know, when they only got 1 gold medal at Atlanta, I remember their sportsmen saying, this is a disgrace to finish back this far. And they decided right then they needed to do something about it. And they put a lot of money into sports. And I mean, you look at, you got Andy Murray in tennis, which is coming on strong. Probably the strongest contender we've seen from Great Britain for a long time that I believe could actually take out Wimbledon. He's got the goods. Whether he can stay healthy and keep improving, I don't know. But he's already beaten the #3 ranked player in the world in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. So, you know, definitely he has the goods, and he seems like he has that quiet confidence to push himself forward.
He's pretty tough. He spends a lot of time in the US, has done since he first started out in the game, here competing for Great Britain. But when he's on the ATP Tour, they officially list him as being Scottish. That's something I think he's quite proud of as well. So we'll be back at the pool in just a moment with more racing in just a moment. Stay with us.
This auction's shaping up to be more trouble than it's worth.
The most shocking episode yet. The hotel will never be the same.
Your security is a shambles.
We haven't had a major robbery in my time here.
Now he's dead.
Spaniard Navarro serving. Obviously, great hopes from the host nation of the Chinese girls, particularly in the tennis draw. Peng Shuai have been out. Oh, and that's a beautiful return winner there on the backhand side there from Peng Shuai. Haven't been out for a while with some injury problems, but a lot expected of her here in the Olympics, the women's singles. So 15 all here, and Navarro serving. Navarro serving to stay in the game and to stay in this Olympics. Both girls were pretty high first service percentage, just around the 60s. Oh, and that was a easy return in the net by Peng Shuai.
Just not moving her feet there, I don't think, Kiki. Just a little bit flat-footed there, just taking it off the double-handed backhand side. I think if she'd set herself a little bit more, come in a little bit earlier, she probably could have got that ball safely over the net. But never mind. On serve, 15-30.
A short ball from Peng, and that's going to get crushed. So Navarro with a good forehand winner brings it to 40-15 in her own serve. So Navarro here with the serve to stay in this match and go to 4-5. Let's see if she elects to serve to the body of Peng Shuai again.
I must say, Shuai seems to be able to read the service pretty well here at the moment, Kiki.
Yes, and I think Navarro doesn't really have a very big serve either. And Peng is going to attack this one. Yes. And that's long.
Forcing the error off the Spaniard. That was a beautiful deep return by the Chinese girl. Double-handed both sides as well, which is very interesting. She's hitting with great power off both wings.
So the match just over 1.5 hours, and Peng Shuai very close to wrap it up and go to the second round. Navarro with a good first serve. Down the middle, Navarro going wide. Got a good forehand, does the Spaniard. Both girls hitting out right now. And lack of movement there from Navarro forces the error.
Plus the depth that the Chinese girl is hitting. You saw that then with that beautiful big cross court. She just went, watch this shot. Great depth. This is where she set it up. And the Spanish girl unable to control that. So beautiful cross court hitting here by the Chinese girl. It's juice.
So Carla Suarez Navarro really under the gun here.
Beautiful return.
And smart play there from Peng, and she's coming to the net. But I think she didn't do very well with that pickup. Had all the options and probably should have gone down the line. So Suarez get an opportunity now to hold serve.
Well, she invited the passing shot, didn't she? She said to her, well, if you're good enough, pass me. The Spanish girl was good enough, and she did. So perhaps just an error of judgment there by the Chinese girl. Advantage Spain.
And another big looper there from Peng. Mixing up the pace very well, the Chinese girl. Obviously, the Spaniards used to have a very strong play. That's holding serve there by Suarez.
Well, SHUAI just having a look at the line there as well, just wondering whether that might have been a little bit long or if she's blown. No. She was just ruefully looking at the lines person there saying, I thought that might have been a little bit long.
Well, here we are, and we'll come back soon again from the tennis stadium at the Olympics in Beijing.
Hasta la vista, baby. Ring any bells?
John Connor was here. Where did he go?
Excuse me. The life you know is not gonna last. Something terrible has to happen. What is your mission?
My mission is to protect you.
You are about to fail that mission!
Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, Sunday night at 9:45 on Pearl.
This auction's shaping up to be more trouble than it's worth.
The most shocking episode yet. The hotel will never be the same.
Your security is a shambles.
We haven't had a major robbery in my time here.
Now he's dead. And I know it's your fault.
Well, good luck with the auction, by the way.
Hotel Babylon, Wednesday night at 10:35 on Pearl.
Hey, today's the day. Are you ready? The Olympic equestrian events will take place at these times, where the best riders from around the world will compete for a total of 18 medals. And you can catch every moment of that live right here on TVB.
And welcome back here to the Olympics tennis stadium, and we're seeing here Peng Shuai of China preparing to serve and to close out this match against Suarez Navarro of Spain. And of course, as we know, always the hardest thing to do is to close out a match, Brendan.
Yes, it's all very well putting yourself into a winning position, Kiki, but actually closing it out, when you start thinking about victories. This is round of 64, incidentally, and Peng Shuai took out the first set 7-5, so it's been pretty tight and pretty close. Could go either way, but she has the opportunity here to serve it out, having enjoyed this early break of serve. Love 15. Just spraying him a little bit wide at the moment, going for the shots, which is probably a good sign as far as Peng Shuai is concerned, but just missing the radar just a little bit off at the moment. Navarro's just battling down here, keeping it tight, keeping it simple.
And Suarez there definitely wanted to try to stay away from the Peng backhand, because Peng having a lot of success with the backhand so far in this match. And there you see it again.
Perfect, straight down the line. So 15-30. So a little bit of a steadier there for the Chinese girl. So she needs a couple more of those, and she'll be in the dressing room before she knows it.
But Peng Shuai is still serving and under pressure here on her serve. Peng, of course, wanting to stay with the Suarez backhand. Oh, a beautiful down-the-line backhand from Peng Shuai. And as we just talked about, her backhand is on fire today. I think she's already about 9 straight winners on her backhand side, where Suarez so far has only had 1 winner from her backhand.
So beautiful hitting by the girl from China. 30 all, first serve.
That's a big point right here for the girls. Going wide this way, down the middle. Suarez trying to stay on the Peng forehand, and it paid off because Peng just pushed that one well wide.
Yes, it was a beautiful off forehand, wasn't it? Cross court, just caught the Chinese girl lagging a little bit. So, break point here for Suarez Navarro of Spain to even things up.
Good depth there on the return from Suarez. Trying to stick with the forehand of Peng. And I think that might have just been wide.
Well, she has another challenge remaining, and I wonder whether she's going to go and ask. No, she's not. She's conceded the point. So it's 5 apiece. So an opportunity there for Peng Shuai to serve. Let's just have a look at this last point here. Just a little wide, you can see. Probably just trying to push the ball more than hit through it, which is a shame. On that forehand side, she appears to be a little bit vulnerable. So the Spanish girl then with an opportunity to go ahead as she now serves. 5 all, second set.
And Suarez Navarro, they're doing very well to stay away from Peng Shuai's backhand. Peng Shuai there with 2 straight winners on the backhand in the last game. And still, Suarez able to win the game. And I think we might also see Suarez here going for the second serve to the Peng forehand as she does. And it opens up the court. And really, she should have done better there. But an error into the net, and she's down love 15 in her own serve. And as we so often see, the players play better when they fall behind. So now Peng Shuai having to fight herself back into getting an advantage in this match. Short ball, but she doesn't come in. A big balloon ball there from Peng Shuai. Well, that speaks for itself. A terrible error there from Navarro. Didn't really know what to do.
So she finds herself in a bit of a predicament now, having fought back and broken the Chinese girl. The Spanish girl now is at love 30. She's on serve, however.
And of course, from the ladies' tennis, one of the players that was very famously able to change the pace and throw up some high lobbing balls were, of course, the Spaniards. Sanchez Vicario, some years back, who did very well playing pretty much the same style that the Peng Shuai is doing right now, and it's love 40 on the Spaniard serve. So Peng Shuai here on the brink of breaking the Spaniard again.
Long second serve, great opportunity for the Chinese girl. Let's see if she comes in, takes it early. Oh, great cross court. And a very bold smash put away there, volley smash by the Spaniard. Earns a 1 brave point.
Yeah, she moves well here forward, and a drive volley back behind Peng Shuai, and it's now 15-40, but she's still under pressure here. And a good deep serve there, so 30-40.
So good fight back here from the Spanish girl. She was down love 30. She's now got herself in a position at serving at 30-40 where she could at least get it to juice. And Peng Shuai here has squandered 3 break points. 1 remaining. First service.
That was a very good second serve there by Suarez. So we are back at deuce here at 5-all in the second set. And of course here in Olympic tennis, if you lose, you are out. This is not a group stage. So Suarez fighting with everything she got to stay in this Olympic tournament. Going for the Peng backhand, sorry. Let's see, my guess is she's gonna go out wide to the forehand here, and she does. And there's a lot of space now there, and Peng totally off the court. And good play there, 1-2 punch from Suarez Navarro. And she's worked that point a few times, Brendan, so far.
She couldn't execute it time before, but this time she did get away with it. Beautiful forehand, straight down the line, nobody home, thank you very much, I'll have that. And so the Chinese girl now, I'm sure, beginning to think about these lost opportunities here. She was serving, of course, for the set in the match and had an opportunity there. Now she's seen the Spanish girl come back. So the momentum of the match has just turned somewhat as Peng, I think, is just probably stiffening up, thinking about the prospect of victory, I think. Can never do that.
Oh, it's a good backhand there from Peng Shuai, pushing the error. And Suarez is a little bit weak on her backhand side. So it's really forehand against backhand here in this encounter. So we have a deuce yet again.
Trying to go wide.
Let's see if she goes for the same combination. She does. Tries to go back behind Peng. Continue to pepper the Peng forehand. And now finally Peng gets an opportunity for a backhand. Lots of spin on that shot. Beautiful backhand there from Peng. It's a good rally here, Brendan. Oh, and that backhand is sprayed wide by Suarez.
Peng, she's lucky. She probably should have followed that beautiful deep backhand into the net. She would have had an easy volley put away, but I don't think she's terribly confident around the net, so I guess she was wise staying where she did. She got the point anyway, but she had to work a couple more shots to get it.
So Peng Shuai with another opportunity here to break, and to break here at this time of the match would be critical. Breaking opportunity for going up to the lead 6-5, an opportunity to close out the match. Very good serve there by Suarez, putting Peng under pressure.
You're right, set the whole point up, didn't it? Beautiful, straight down the tee. She'd been going wide, but that one, she surprised the Chinese girl going straight down the middle.
So deuce again, Suarez under a lot of pressure here to hold serve. Oh, that backhand was beautiful behind Peng Shuai. Probably the best backhand we've seen Suarez Navarro hit for quite a while, and Peng Shuai just wanted to have a look at that mark.
But the linesman was right there, indicated that the ball was good, right on the line. She's not going to challenge.
Nice backhand there from Suarez. Ball stays in though from Peng Shuai. Another big looper. And this one doesn't make it over the net. So Suarez holds the serve after a very big struggle. And As SHUAI's whole serve here and Peng Shuai is bitterly disappointed, we will soon have a short break and we'll be soon back here at the Olympic Tennis Stadium to see more of this very exciting game.
There are places in the universe where you must never show your face. Let them hear you scream.
So, Roxana Kokos of Romania, just about to come out. Now, remember, of course, that weightlifting is divided into two lifts. The first of these is the snatch that we're going to see, where basically the lifter is required to bring the weight directly over their head. And of course, many people have the notion that weightlifting is all about strength. Well, it is most certainly about strength, but it's also about timing and speed underneath the bar. And hopefully we'll be able to demonstrate that to you in a little while from now.
So women's weightlifting, relatively new to the Olympics, starting off in Sydney 8 years ago. The men, of course, have been around for much, much longer, as Roxana of Romania comes up to make her lift. And we'll probably get a chance over the next couple of hours, Brendan, to talk about, in particular, how authorities have tried to clean up the sport, not just by cracking down on drug cheats, but also changing the weight categories in men's weightlifting starting in the early 1990s to basically erase all the previous records set by many of the drug cheats. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So this Romanian...
89 kilos on the bar. So a successful lift then, 89 kilos for the Romanian, the three white lights. You'll notice that as we have a look around the stadium this afternoon, that there are three judges out the front, and they'll be judging the lift as well in terms of its execution style and whether in fact she manages to keep those elbows straight underneath the weight. She does. The weight goes up, she's happy, slaps the hand, 89 kilos for her. So for a moment at least, we have the Bulgarian in first place. Vega, second attempt, or first attempt I should say. This is 90 kilos on the bar for her. Okay, so you see what happened there. She certainly had the strength to get the 90 kilos above her head, but she just got under it a little bit too far, consequently the bar going down her back. So she has to have 2 minutes of recovery time. She comes out. You can just see that she's just gone a little bit too far forward, snapped it forward, and then down the back the weight goes. So we'll have a chance for her to come out.
Yeah, that was Vega of Puerto Rico, a silver medalist at this year's Pan American Championships.
Gottfried then of Poland, her first attempt of 90.
Marietta Gottfried, 27 years of age. A fifth place finisher at the World Championships in Doha 3 years ago.
Good strong lifting, and you can see how she managed to get the weight directly over her head, then just drives up with the thighs, the legs, and 90 kilos. First attempt for her, so she momentarily then goes to the lead in this women's 58 kilo category. Now watching from the wings was Vega, who comes back now. She's had a chance to recover. Her second attempt of 90 kilos. And once again, she's overdriving here. Now she's got a real problem. So that was her second attempt. If she does that one more time in the snatch, she is out of the competition. So nerves, obviously, you can see that she's a very strong girl, but as I said, weightlifting is also about timing. It's not necessarily about brute strength. And what's happened here is that she's just driven too far underneath the bar. It's gone down her back again. So she's repeated the problem that she had before. So while she recovers, we get a chance to see our next competitor. This is Diaz of the Philippines. Young girl making her first appearance, I believe, at international weightlifting, part of the wildcard system. Well, just like Vega, she too, a little bit stymied here. In fact, that's her third attempt. Okay, so 85 is her best lift. She goes through to the next category, which will be clean and jerk in just a moment. So 90 is out, 85 is her best lift. So it's a do or die time here for Vega. And you can hear the crowd just getting behind this Puerto Rican. They want her to succeed because if she fails here, she's out of the competition. And
there you have it. Over the head.
And I'm sure she'll probably be saying to the coach, well, I should have done that about 4 minutes ago, and he's probably saying exactly the same thing. So 90 kilos is her best, which means that, of course, it's going to affect her overall total because she would have probably been hoping to lift at least 95 here this afternoon.
And if you've only just joined us, just a reminder, this is the lightweight division in women's weightlifting, 58 kilos. Women's weightlifting was only introduced to the Olympics at the 2000 Sydney Games. Soraya Jimenez Mendvili of Mexico winning the gold in Sydney. The defending gold medalist, though, from Athens is Chen Yanqing of China, and Ri Song-hui of North Korea winning the silver in Athens.
Klęsnowski here of Poland.
Well, the European champion in this event does not get off to a good start here. She's ranked 5th in the world at the moment in the 58 kilo category, but she won a gold medal at the European Championships. And she missed all of her 3 snatch attempts at the World Championships in Doha 3 years ago and finished unranked. So disappointing finish there, but something she more than made up for with that gold in Europe this year.
Well, she doesn't want to put that bar down 3 times again because, as you say rightly, Andrew, if you do, you're disqualified. You've basically been ruled out of the competition because in the view of the IWF, you haven't been able to successfully negotiate the weight. And of course, the division is decided by not only the snatch, but the clean and jerk, where the lifters bring it up onto their collarbone or across their chest and then drive it up. .92 kilos remains on the bar. So we have a new leader then in the women's 58 kilo category. Iska of Poland with that second lift of hers. You can see that this time she drives the weight up, controls it nicely overhead. No suggestion of a press out as far as the elbows are concerned, nice and straight. She gets the 3 white lights. The judges are happy with the lift, and we have a new leader.
So 12 lifters in this field, and one of them there from Romania, the 21-year-old silver medalist from the European Championships this year, Begaj of Albania. And here she comes. 21 years of age, came into this tournament with a personal best of 212 kilos. Ramela Bagage.
Well, bravo is the call from the sidelines. Bravo indeed. 3 white lights, and Bagage from Albania, our new leader. So for the first time this afternoon, we get a look at our representative from the
from North Korea.
North Korea.
So this is Oh Jong-a of North Korea, 24 years of age, according to the North Korean Weightlifting Federation, and a bronze medalist at the 2007 World Championships. And she has a quite an impressive PB, 227 kilos combined total, apparently.
Well, she now grabs the lead. That's a successful lift, 95 kilos. Just a observation as well that if the lifters should get the same weight above their heads, then it's down to body weight, and it's always the lighter lifter which gets the lifts. So we haven't yet seen their body weights displayed for us. So 2 girls then, Bagage, the Albanian, and now the North Korean, successful with 95. Shainova.
Marina Shainova, she didn't waste any time with that. A silver medalist from the World Championships in this division. A 22-year-old made that look very, very easy. 2-time European gold medalist in this weight division in 2006 and 2007. So we'll rejoin the women's weightlifting in just a moment after this quick break live from Beijing. Stay with us.
This auction's shaping up to be more trouble than it's worth.
The most shocking episode yet. The hotel will never be the same.
Your security is a shambles.
We haven't had a major robbery in my time here.
Now he's dead. And I know it's your fault.
Well, good luck with the auction, by the way.
Hotel Babylon, Wednesday night at 10:35 on Pearl.
呢度嘅老師好鼓勵我哋發問，仲會好耐心咁教我哋
打波、做 gym、上網，返學好開心㗎。
揾到自己嘅興趣同專長，仲可以學到好多書本以外嘅嘢添。
優越環境，全面培育優秀人才。
太古城地利亞修女紀念學校。
You've given me purpose, Carl. I'm really a hero.
私のこと愛してるヒロ。
She's a shiny new toy, and she's all mine.
Please tell me who I am, what the future holds.
Where is everyone?
White Swan Hotel Special. Heroes. Tonight at 10:35 on Pearl.
Welcome back live to Beijing. A replay now of the Athens bronze medalist from Thailand, Wandi Kamayam. With that lift, successful. She finished with a bronze medal in Athens, and she will be hard-pressed to at least do the same because it is China, again, favourite for the gold medal. So one of the 2 Polish competitors now. A picture of focus, and she looks very unsteady.
That was her second attempt as well. Gottfried.
Gottfried looked like she just twisted her right hand there as well, shaking it as she finished. So no success for Gottfried, but perhaps for her teammate Alexandra Klanovska, who finished in 5th place at the Athens Olympics. In fact, Klanovska also finished in 5th at the Sydney Olympics. I'm sure she'd like to shake that tag. Oh, that's an incredible lift. Looked like she was going to give up there for a second.
Right on the limit, 3rd attempt, 95. She gets it over her head and she gets the white lights. Well, 2 white lights and 1 red. So there was a suspicion, one of the judges. Let's have a look at the elbows as it goes up. Just perhaps a suspicion there that she's just pressing out with one of the elbows. She's not allowed to do that. She's got to have it completely locked. Or perhaps they're a little bit worried that she was moving underneath the weight a little. But nevertheless, it's a majority decision. And she gets the good lift, 2 judges to 1. So 95 is her best lift. So here's the other pole then. We're yet to see the Chinese favourite. So no lift. So that's Gottfried then. So this is Escobar. It looks like. She also has some history at the Olympic Games. Her first attempt at 96 kilos.
Yeah, Maria Alexandra Escobar finishing 7th at the Athens Olympics. Getting cheered on there. Arriba from her coach there off the edge, the Ecuadorian. Unable to get the lift.
But right on that limit here, obviously, Escobar, you can see that she's got the weight over her head, but just has not got the strength to drive it. That weight, of course, just driving it down into the ground. It is so difficult to come off your haunches, especially when you've got 96 kilos over your head. It's all a question of timing. And the longer you stay down in that haunch position, the more difficult it's going to be to get out of it. So she's just got some recovery time, 2 minutes. You can see the clock counting down. She's following herself, so she's got 2 clear minutes to do this. If there was another lifter involved, well then she'd be lifting. So you can see there that we're in the first round. The South Korean there at the moment is nominating to go to 98 as her next weight. So Escobar then of Ecuador just getting herself together here, the coaching staff just running her through her paces.
Brendan, you've followed a lot of weightlifting tournaments out in the South Pacific area. How long are we going to wait before we see some of the Tongans and Samoas, some of the big boys and girls from out there making these later stages of the Olympics?
Well, we'll probably see a couple of them later in the week in the men's super heavy. Iti Detanamo from Nauru will be probably attempting to lift about 400 kilos while he's here. So Escobar then, with her second attempt, a lot better. You see how more quickly she came out of that position and drove up with the legs, and away she goes. So 96 kilos, good for her second attempt. She got one red light. Again, there's suspicion that perhaps the right elbow just might have been flexing out a little bit. They don't want to see that, the judges.
Great shot there of the camera in the floor just in front of the bar.
So this, Andrew, is where all the drama goes on, and when the competition gets tight a little bit later on, it's the call of the card that's being done out the back here where things get very exciting indeed. And it comes down to a game of great strategy and tactics. The coaches know exactly what their respective lifters can do, but the idea is they've got to try and nominate weights within the lifting capacity of their lifters, but at the same time try and flush out the call of their opponents as well. And so what can happen is you can have this sort of dramatic brinksmanship out the back as the various lifters are trying to just see what the competition is capable of. A number of them, of course, have nominated their weights to come in here. And again, it's just a question of whether they can produce it on the day under the circumstances, of course, of the Olympics expectations. Bagage here, second attempt. She was successful first up with 95.
Silver medalist from this year's European Championships.
So she comes up with 98 kilos. And she, for the moment, then will grab the lead here in the women's 58 kilo category. Good lifting, powerful, big drive now. And she's happy with that. So, the opportunity, having seen that, the North Korea now with a chance to come and match her. SHUAI with 98 kilos, her second attempt.
Oh Jong-A of North Korea. No.
So once again, just snatching it a little bit too quickly. You see how she just tried to drive up and she tried to push up with the feet. You can just see that she pushes here very hard. And unfortunately, that's just enough to knock it down her back. Just very difficult to control that sort of weight over your head.
Well, Brendan, I can certainly understand why you're saying that Chen Yanqing of China is the heavy favourite for this. Not only is she the defending gold medalist from Athens, as we watch this lift, which is not a lift in the end. But if you look at the personal bests over the years of all these lifters, we have the likes of Gottfried of Poland with 212 kilos, Kokosch of Romania with 209. Chen's personal best is 251. So she seems to be just leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else.
She is. She's a stunning talent. She's been around for a while as well, and that's why the Chinese selectors have gone to her. So here's our Thai girl. Second attempt with 98 kilos. This will give her a share of the lead.
Wandi Kamayam of Thailand, and makes it look easy.
Continuing a great tradition of Thai lifting. They've been very successful. Some of their smaller women have done extremely well at this level in the past, and also here in Beijing as well. So 98 kilos gives her a share of the lead for the moment. We're yet to see the Chinese, of course. So the all-important third attempt here by the North Korean. She'll want to nail this one to give her a chance in the overall totals later. At this stage, Andrew, I would say nobody, if the Chinese girl is on song, is going to have a chance of going near her. So basically, these girls are squabbling over the silver and the bronze medals. So the North Korean here will want to get this, so it will count, give her 3 extra kilos in that overall total, which she'll be looking for later. So disappointment then for North Korea. 95 is her best snatch for the time being. So she'll watch out the rest of this snatch competition before she comes out in a little while for clean and jerk.
So now we get a look at the Russian Shanova.
Will she be successful with her third attempt?
The 22-year-old was a 2-time junior world champion, and she's brought that talent with her to Beijing.
That was a very gutsy effort. You could see how she was just sort of inclining over to her left, but she managed with pure strength to control the bar. Just watch this. She's wanting to topple, but she just centers it and then drives up 98 kilos. So she too has a grab of the lead here in the women's 58. Great lifting by the Russian. So here we have Escobar again.
Tírate fuerte, tírate fuerte.
Good lifting by the South American. So a number of girls managing to get this big weight over their head, and she now with 99 Ks takes the lead. Right on the limit, I'd suggest, but 99 kilos, good lifting by the Ecuadorian. And so for the first time this afternoon, we see our Chinese lifter. Big roar goes up here, and a big weight goes on that bar as well for this girl. She's an unbackable favorite here. This is a huge weight that goes on.
Listen to the crowd. Just listen to that. And it's not only because she's Chinese, it's because she's a superstar. She's a standout performer in a sport, and she would be getting this reception no matter what. She's the defending Olympic gold medalist, and she has the capability, according to the personal bests, of lifting 20 to 30 kilos more than most of her competitors.
So this will basically give her the lead in the competition. If she nails this, she's got the Albanian to think of, who's got one more lift. So then, China into the lead in the women's 58-kilo weightlifting. First attempt, absolutely easy here for Chen. First attempt. So a nice settler for her. And you can hear the crowd so supportive in the background. Very strong underneath that 100 kilos. So it looks like China is steamrolling its way. So the Chinese girl has only this competitor to be mindful of, Bigage. She also is going for 100, as we can see. No. So the Chinese girl has outright lead at the moment. Bigage with a third attempt can't control the 100. So now it's a question of whether Chen wants to come out here and really razzle-dazzle this audience this afternoon, Andrew.
Go for yet another world record.
So you're reminding us earlier on that her snatch record, world record...
251. 251. Well, that's her personal best.
That's her total.
Yes, total, combined. OK, we're going to take a quick break here at the Weightlifting Hall and be back in a moment, live from Beijing on TVB Pearl. Stay with us.
In all its glory and passion, the defining moments of the Olympic spirit. The Olympics on TVB.
Sinomax 清涼竹炭床墊將竹炭混入太空棉質料，加上特製竹纖維布套，無限製造天然清涼感覺，咁就晚晚都有覺好瞓啦。Sinomax。
It's the Olympic triple weekend.
Waiting for me.
Let's double up our athletic prowess. For 3 weekends from 8 p.m, it's animation agitation.
I gotcha!
Followed by some adrenaline tsunami.
It is time.
The ultimate triple doubles. Right here on Pearl.
And welcome back to the weightlifting. We've got Chen on the platform at the moment, 100 kilos. Well, she's gone for 103, actually. Second attempt for outright lead here. Too easy for the Chinese. This girl is in a class of her own when it comes to the 58-kilo category. 103, she's dominating this weight division at the moment. She started off, as you saw there in the quick graphic, with 100. She's now just moved clearly ahead of the rest of the field with this 103. And this girl is going to dominate proceedings here this afternoon. She's a brilliant talent. And China and the crowd rightfully proud of her and her efforts.
I do wonder if this will be her last Olympics, Brendan. She's 29 already, and she won the gold medal in Athens.
She's nominating a 106 for her third attempt. And I just wonder, given the fact that she's now got control of this division, they obviously don't want to risk injury. But I'm just wondering whether they mightn't just push the weight up a little bit at the moment. And a reminder, Andrew, as well, that between the snatch and the clean and jerk, we have a 10-minute break as the lifters compose themselves. So Chen then dominating this weight category for China. And it looks like a second gold medal is on its way in the competition here for the Chinese. In fact, it will be their third, won't it?
Something that should be remembered as well as China tries to chase down the US in the gold medal standings is that women's weightlifting has been an absolute boon for them as far as getting in there and racking up more gold medals. It really opened up so much opportunity for them.
It looks like they've added some extra weight this as well. Coach is telling her that she can do it. I think they've popped on another 3 kilos. I've got a feeling that there's 106 being loaded on here. Well, yes, it is. There it is, 106.
I tell you what, this is a little bit like a rock concert. She is a celebrity in her own right and the world's top weightlifter in this division.
Oh, that's powerful lifting. Look at those legs. Chen is an absolute awesome machine. She's an iron machine, 106 kilos. Thank you very much. Look at this lifting from China. Oh, brilliant. She had that all the way. There was never really any doubt, was there? I reckon she probably could have gone 110 and got it. Oh, the drive off the legs. Look at the leg development in the thighs, Andrew. Just wonderful specimen.
She is. She's undoubtedly got the biggest legs, and maybe that's the secret of her awesome power. That's what's getting these lifts. There's something in it, but she is on target here to pick up her second consecutive gold medal at the Olympic Games. In fact, if you look back to Athens, I mentioned before that this was a wonderful opportunity for China to win more gold. And they topped the medal table, in fact, in weightlifting at the Athens Olympics with 5 gold ahead of Turkey with 3 and Thailand with 2. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back here at the weightlifting hall in just a moment.
I will rule the world! My crown!
How are we going to get it?
Walk in and ask him for it.
There are some things kids just can't do. Who can stop me now?
The fate of Bikini Bottom rests in your hands.
Or can they?
Patrick, let's go.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Saturday night at 8 on Pearl.
知型知薄，1000萬像素數碼相機，超高對比度 LCD 屏幕 ，Excellent S10， 刺激的 Casio Z200廣角新登場。
Building maintenance work, the installation of air conditioners and renovation work often require the erection of scaffolds outside the external walls of a building. These scaffolds must be designed by competent persons. Make sure the holes for anchoring bolts for the metal bracket scaffolds are properly drilled into the concrete layer. Workers should wear safety belts, securely anchored or attached to an independent lifeline. Improperly built scaffolds may collapse, causing accident. For inquiries, please call the hotline at 2559 2297.
Today, China's eastern seaboard is home to 700 million people, packed into some of the most dazzling high-tech cities on Earth. Yet these crowded shores remain hugely important for a wealth of wildlife.
Welcome back live to Beijing. Well, they are in an extended break of the boxing between disciplines, so we are now at the boxing venue.
This is Valentino, the Italian, who's just had a win in the 60K class, just acknowledging the crowd, and away he goes. Bene grazie, Valentino. So he's pretty happy with himself. We'll just have a look at some of the highlights from this bout, men's 60K. And the little guys usually get in there and get busy, and they're certainly doing that this afternoon here in Beijing.
For those unfamiliar with Olympic boxing, if you see the white ends of the gloves, that is the only part of the glove where you can score a point with. Also, if you're hitting an opponent in the head, the only place to score points is in the face area that's not covered by the headgear. You can also score points by striking the upper body, but it's got to be basically where the vest or singlet The top that they're wearing covers their body. No points for hitting the arms or below the belt, of course. That'll incur a penalty point. And the rounds are 4 rounds of 2 minutes each, which doesn't sound very much. But if you watch these athletes, who are very often described as the fittest athletes of any taking part in the Olympic Games, it would probably seem like a good few hours to us. So there is your Belarusian referee for our next encounter. We should have our boxes coming out in just a moment. And there are the judges for
bar 127. Too much, simply had no control, and you could see that the weight just crunched her right hand there. So Escobar is gone. Third attempt of 127. Her best is 124. Nowhere near it. You can just see that the grip crumbles under the weight of 127 kilos. So Escobar is gone. So we're getting down to the pointy end then. We're yet to see Chen as the Russian comes back out. 125 she successfully lifted with her first attempt in the clean and jerk. Here's her second with 128. She too is being really tested. You just see that she's just momentarily blacked out, I think, with that effort. 128, she'll have to come back. She's got 2 minutes recovery time. Just look at this. No, not fast enough underneath the bar. Can't control it, and so she's just going to have to go away and think about it. So, second attempt then, similar weight, 128 for the girl from Thailand. Good lifting. Let's just see the footwork. It's okay. Feet together. She's steady enough. She's going to get the lights. 3 of them. 128. She's got 1 lift remaining. So the girl from Thailand, momentarily our leader. Yet to see Chen, the great champion from China. Just see how fast she is underneath that bar. Just got a little bit tied up with the feet, but eventually straightened up. So you can see the coaching staff there, the Russians. So there you see Chen, our leader at the moment, just getting ready. Haven't seen a nominated weight for her yet, but she's the outrageous champion here and certainly the favourite. Now, just having a look at Chen, she's successfully cleaned 106. or snatched, I should say, 106, which means that she'd have to do 145 to get close to a 251 world record. Now, the Russian, while all this drama's been going on, has been out the back. Clock counting down. Now, could you just straighten up and control that weight? What are the judges going to say? They give her the white lights and she's good. Well, that's amazing. That's very gutsy. 129. That was very good lifting by the Russian.
Well, Brendan, what else is interesting here is that this is a very, it's a very pro-Chinese crowd, obviously, but there was a big roar for this Russian when she got that lift.
Well, that was very gutsy. You can see that she was right on the limit, but she managed to get underneath it, controlled it long enough. So she then, for the moment, by 1 kilo, has slipped in front of this girl. Her best is 128. So the Thai then has seen the Russian do that. She also will do 129. So it's body weight that's going to give it to the Thai girl if she can nail this. Two evenly matched lifters, actually, the Thai girl and the Russian. No. So the Thai fails. The Russian, with that gutsy 129, remains our leader. Coming in, who's had some Olympic history, departs Beijing, and the Russian, a little emotional, but really it all pales into insignificance as our next athlete approaches a platform, as we just watched the Thai girl here just trying to control this 129. Not today, I'm afraid.
Well, let's not forget that the young Thai Kamayam is also in good company, because her compatriot Pawina Thongsuk of Thailand won the heavyweight division at the Athens Olympics ahead of two Russians.
So here she is. All this girl has got to do is lift this, and the gold medal is hers. Then she has two more lifts, and I just wonder what she's going to do. She's starting at 130. What can she do with the two remaining? Because I think she's going to get this and easily. Powerful. So there's a gold medal for China. That is the gold medal for China, unless the North Korean can come out and spoil the party.
And again, it's just frightening. After she gets it up, ready for the jerk, it's frightening in comparison how easy it looks for her.
So depending on what the North Korean does...
Have you seen legs that big on any other lifter of this weight category?
There, she's a very, very big unit, but she's a lifting machine, is Chen. So 131, this will be very brave by the Korean to momentarily wrest the lead back her way as well.
No, not even close.
Very big lift. She's got one more attempt. So since she is probably going to follow herself, she has 2 minutes within which to recover. She did a 125, but the Koreans, I think, maybe tactically have gone a little wrong here. They've asked her to go from a 125 to a 131. That's a 6 kilo increment to try and grab a medal here. And I think they probably pushed her a bit too hard. They might have thought about a 128 first and then maybe gone a 131 final. But whatever, she's got 2 minutes with which to follow herself. Chen there is concentrating. Now, just having a look at Chen, she's done a 130. What's she coming out for now? she's nominated at 132. I just think basically they put that up there just to buy a little bit of time. I got a feeling that Chen will probably do a 135 next. And then who knows, with her final lift, she might go a 140, 145 for equaling her best ever.
I'd be, to be honest, I'd be very surprised if she didn't go for breaking that world record. I mean, what better place for her to break the world record than during the Olympics in front of a home crowd?
But I just thought if she was going for a world record, she probably might have done a little bit better
more earlier on
in the snatch. A 106, I just think it's just putting her too far away from that overall total that she needs. So the North Korean then has a few seconds to get herself together. We'll see how she goes on the other side of this ad break.
I will rule the world! Like cloud!
How are we gonna get it?
Walk in and ask him for it.
There are some things kids just can't do. Who can stop me now?
The fate of Bikini Bottom rests in your hands.
Or can they?
Patrick, let's go.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Saturday night at 8 on Pearl.
Would you like a gourmet meal or something exotic? Would you prefer a sunny beach holiday or a scenic getaway? What about a skiing trip? This is a $500,000 deal. Think about it. This $2 million contract could be yours too.
You can't exchange your vote for gifts. To bribe or be bribed in an election will lead to serious consequences. Keep elections clean and don't abuse your vote.
The Olympics on TVB. Remember to tune in for tonight's main events. So stick with TVB for the complete Olympic experience.
Welcome back live to Beijing, and Brendan Telfer, during the ad break we had a North Korean doing something very special for the crowd here.
She did indeed. She went up a 6-kilo increment. She nailed that 131. That is a new Olympic record. So we've just had an Olympic record smashed by the North Korean. Here's the crowd favourite, of course. This is Chen. This lift gives her the gold medal plus an Olympic record broken just moments ago by the North Korean. Gold medal and Olympic record for China. Chen, she's just a machine. She's too good. 3 white lights. So now she can play with the record books if she wants to.
And the reason why we're seeing so many women's weightlifting records fall over the years is because it's only been part of the Olympic program since 2000. It's only the third Olympics, so you're going to see this more and more, including London in 4 years' time.
So this girl, really quite dramatic. But it was great lifting by the North Korean to do the 131 after she put down that initial effort. She really came back. So let's see what the call is here. They might just nominate a temporary lift. Just having a look at her overall totals from last time as well, Andrew, and just see whether...
Back in Athens, Chen's snatch was 107.5. Her jerk was 130.
So she's got to do a 238. She's going to go for a 238 here. So she's doing 133.
Yeah, so a total in Athens of 237.
So this will give her an Olympic record in both clean and jerk and also in overall total if she gets it. She's already got the gold medal. She's already got the Olympic record, but this just consolidates and gives her the total as well. She's going for 138. She's really moved it up. So her old mark, Andrew, was in total?
Her old mark in total was 237.5 kilos. That was the winning lift, the combined lift for Chen in Athens.
Well, here we go then. This is a double Olympic record attempt here. This is clean and jerk, and listen to the crowd get behind this girl. And the coaching staff behind her. The crowd wanted to do this. All of China wanted to do this. This will be a dramatic victory. 138. Add that to the 106, and she'll have a massive new Olympic record, both in clean and jerk and also in total. Looking good.
Yes, there it is.
And there it is. There it is indeed. And that is going to be blasted all over the local media here in China and around the world, because we have a new Olympic champion, 2 Olympic records, a clean and jerk record to Chen of Korea, plus a total as well. So an emphatic victory here in the women's division. Just look at this lift, powerful off the floor. And then just so fast and so strong under that 138 kilo. So a wonderful lifting effort by this lifting machine. You can see the press in the background, and we know what the story is going to be tomorrow. The thighs on this girl are just huge. That's where she gets this huge power from.
Well, things certainly going according to plan for, at least for China's women weightlifters. Let's not forget that the 5 golds they won in Athens 4 years ago included a couple of golds from the men. So whether they will perform as well this time remains to be seen. But Chen is on song, and a very, very happy Chinese weightlifter there.
So a 244 total, a clean and jerk Olympic record of 138. That after she did the 106 earlier on. She had this weight division under control all day. She came out late, lifted her first snatch at 100, did 106 as a third, and then just nailed this one, a 130, a 132, and then the 138. Brilliant lifting by the Chinese. And in this women's 58 kilo category, just, there was never any doubt really. There's the Russian who bravely struggled and certainly lifted. She was in the red zone all afternoon, but in the company of this great Chinese, these girls really are just dwarfed by the power of the Chinese weightlifting machine. And the Russian, so brave as she was, and obviously all the emotion of the preparation of the last few weeks and months just beginning to take its toll.
You spoke about this at the very beginning, Brennan. You've certainly been to witness more weightlifting competitions than I have, many of them live. What part of a competition like this is psychological? You mentioned before the shifting of the weights, right at the leaving things to the last minute.
Yeah, it's a lot of this sport is very psychological, and it's the game of strategy that's also played out in the back room, especially when things get a little bit close, as they did between the girls just going for these minor placings. They knew that the Chinese was going to dominate. The question was who on the day would be able to have the mental fortitude and strength to manage the silver or the bronze medal. So an emphatic win then in the women's 58 kilo category. Chen with Olympic records all round. We'll take a break and come back with more.
相信未来的比赛会有更好的成绩。
In all its glory, the Olympics on TVB.
Hello.
你们好，Selamat datang.
Your every bar,
Good news. Bye bye.
your every greeting, everything that you do, you make a difference. Every step that you take.
Your welcome makes every visit special.